I'm James, and welcome back to Storytime with James. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. All right, this one's called a 61st and Racine Thang. Yes. Look, look. I wasn't back in town. I had left town and went to Alabama and stayed there for near about a year in Alabama just to straighten myself up, to get out the gangs, to to leave the drinking alone, leave everything alone. The smoking, leave that alone and everything. So I went to Alabama, and the folks out there in Alabama won't let me do it. So that was a good thing. And I got out there and I straightened up. And I hadn't been back to Chicago in about it was about 2 weeks. I got back into Chicago. I was in Chicago about a week or two in Chicago, and my family had moved from 48th and Champlain to 61st and Racine. Yes, yes, over there where the VLs were. It was a lot of VLs, and it was a few BDs over around there and stuff like that. But I wasn't affiliated with gangs anymore. I got out. So we was there at the apartment. We had an apartment on 61st and Racine. We stayed on the second floor. So from there, my brother wanted to go to the store for some reason. So I told my brother, I said, "Come on, let's go to the store." And it was late in the evening. It was in the winter time, all right. So there was light snow on the ground and ice and stuff like that on the ground. So we walked on to the store. We walked to 63rd Street, you know, 63rd and Racine. We went to a store, and my brother bought something. Then my brother wanted to play Miss Pac-Man for some reason. I don't know. He wanted to play Miss Pac-Man. I said, here go quarter. Go ahead, play. Let's get on back home. So he playing his game, playing the game, and it was a lot of guys in there, but I didn't pay him no attention. So after my brother was finished, I said, let's go. So we left out the store and was walking back towards 61st Street. So we crossed the street and was walking, and then my brother kept looking back and stuff. I said, "Man, what's wrong with you?" He said, "Man, it's three guys. They came across the street too." So I was walking and I was looking back, and I saw them coming, and two of them was running like they was trying to catch up to me. So I looked at my brother and I told him, I said, "Hey, you go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead." And he said, "No, no, no, no." I said, "Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead." Because I knew something was finna go down. So then when I got across the street, so I stopped. I stopped because they was closing in on me. So I stopped. And I wasn't gonna run on all that ice and stuff out there. So I stopped. And then they came up. They said, "Hey man, what's up, man?" I said, "What's up?" He said, "Man, what's up with those shoestrings you got in there?" And I had some shoestrings, some blue shoestrings in there, bright blue. So they said, "What's up with those shoestrings?" You know what I'm saying? I said, "They stand for me." And when I said that, one guy tried to get me in a rear naked choke. But they didn't know I had practiced martial arts. I had been practicing martial arts for like a couple of years then. So when he as soon as he grabbed me like that from behind, I ran into the wall. Bam! And then I bumped him with the back of my head. Bumped him in his nose. All of this was busted. He was leaking out the nose. So then another guy tried to take me down he tried to go for my legs to take me down. No, I know how to defend against that too. So he went down and I opened my legs a little, and then I got him in the front head like at a guillotine choke. And he was up like that. And then another guy came from behind and tripped us. But what he did, when he tripped, he tried to trip me, but he inadvertently tripped his friend too. So I fell on top of him. And then that was it. I started raining punches. And then one guy came up with a pipe, a lead pipe, and he hit me right here on my head. And I don't know what he expected, but he got the opposite of that. That sent me in a rage. I didn't fall out or nothing. I guess he thought I was going to fall out, like on television and stuff like that. It wasn't nothing happening. Because when he hit me, I looked up at him and I got up. And that was it. I went, "Rrr!" And I was going after them, man. And that guy grabbed the back of his jacket and he came out of his jacket. And they all took off. They ran around the corner. When I ran to the corner, they was going all the way down the street. And I didn't go after them. But then a car pulled up. It was some folks that I knew. They pulled up. He said, "You all right, man? What's up? What's up, man?" What? I said, "It's nothing, man. Those guys, they tried to jump me, but it's nothing." So I was walking back to the house, and I had a knot on my head, like right here. And I was walking, and I was so mad. I was fuming mad, But my brother had got back to the apartment, was telling everybody what happened. Everybody was putting their clothes on, finna come out. Then I was coming in the door, But I just said to myself, I said, hey, that's for all what I did in the past, That's just a little part of all what I did in the past. That's karma's coming back on me. That's the way I took it. I depicted it. But I sent them packing. Four guys. And they couldn't take me down. Yep. So, yeah. If you running around doing wrong, doing people wrong, jumping on people and stuff like that, you can expect it to come back on you. Serious. And you may not like it when it come back on you. But in this case, I prevailed, but I still had a big doohickey on my head. Because he hit me right here, right across here. He really hit me, But it hurt later on, later on that night, But when it happened, it didn't affect me. I guess I'm hard headed. Oh my goodness. All right, you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. And hit that bell notification. Hit that bell notification so that you know every time I drop another video. And share. Please share my videos with your family. Share my videos with your friends. Share it with your loved ones. And even share it with your enemies. Peace. Adios. Salamat.